Yeah,
That's very
yeah,
close.
and in fact, I started to build, and I I registered in November. I had a trip to Egypt, family vacation, and had a 70.3 for fun event. Did it there, and then returned back. After 3 days, I had CIM marathon in December. After that, 2 weeks were sort of detraining slash recovery slash, I mean, the end of the build cycle. So I literally started building. Okay, and then I traveled to LA to do bike fitting and sort of holiday vacation at the end of December. So all this time it was not so much training or real Ultraman training. I had, I guess, two build cycles, 3 weeks, 1 week recovery, 2 times. Um, and that last build cycle, that was the real work that I've done. I guess I have reached up to 143 in the CTL at Training Peaks, with not so much mileage. The highest mileage week, I guess I've reached 49 miles. Yeah, if I'm going to be very serious about this, yeah, I might consider, yeah, approaching the 80s at the highest, the peak of the season, or yeah, and several weeks in the 60s and 70s.
What did you like and what you dislike about race organization?
I liked a lot of stuff about this race. I liked the courses. I liked the weather conditions in the 3 days. I liked all the athletes, and I liked that I had a crew to work with and customize my needs, and I liked the support from the crew. What I really dislike is that I don't know how I'm going to sign up for other races and not get this sort of VIP experience after that. So this would be.
What was a single thing you liked and single thing you didn't like about your crew?
Yeah, I guess the only incident that happened, it wasn't impacting me, but I was really worried. I started to go into a different place, that would something have happened to them or happened to the family, that, and people kept asking me, do you need anything, do you need water? I said no, I have still 40 ounces on my bike, and I would, yeah, consume them for over 30. Yeah, I'm good for an hour or so, but yeah, it's very surprising. Yeah, what's going on?
So you wanted more visibility on
Yeah, I
whereas
mean,
you-
yeah, I wanted, and even when they showed up in the first time, Gaber was, yeah, just holding me the bottle and no communication. So that made me get worried even more. So why you didn't say anything? Why you didn't talk? And then, and then on the second time I've seen them, I said, "Is everything okay?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, okay." And then I thought, okay.
you were riding a bike for 10 hours. You didn't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly, and that was something that, yeah, on that day I didn't stop. I just stopped for, I guess I didn't. We haven't timed it, but I'm pretty sure it's less than 20 seconds. That I stopped. I was saying exactly what I'm going to do before stopping. I just wanted to get off my jacket. Strip me, strip me, strip me, and then Ashraf pulled it over and water, and put it here, put it there, and then I went. I don't think I missed my place during this stop at all. So I stopped at, I don't know, maybe 7th place. I was 7th place at that time. I stopped and then I went, and I was still 7th place. Most of the ride, the first 150 miles, I guess I was maintaining the 7th place until there was a red sign, red light, and we stopped, and then the 5 of us, I guess Greg, Roy, Luis, and who else? Ryan. We all stopped together, and then when we took off, the green light came. Greg and Ryan just flew, and haven't seen them until the end of the race. And then Ryan and Luis and myself kept stayed in the same group, and just most of the time I was leading, but sometime I fall back and then come over again after a mile or two. But yeah, we were in a very, very close company. That was a great day, I guess. Yeah, that was the highlight of the weekend for me.
It was for sure, for everyone.
Yeah, one thing that I really liked about the crew is that they they let me feel how fast and how impressive I am on that bike. That they weren't able to maintain my requests, I guess. So yeah, this felt. Am I really that good?
You were riding really fast. Your speed was 18.8
Yeah,
miles per hour.
yeah.
on
To me,
average.
this is not super fast. I mean, I don't consider this fast. If I was maintaining 21, 22, then yeah, because I look at the average split time, and my split time is 5 miles. So yeah, I mean, if I'm maintaining majorly over 20, 21, 22, then yeah, I'm that's the okay bar for me. Everything else under this, then that's not so bad. But yeah, I always compare it to the Ironman distance. To finish Ironman bike under 5:30, you need to maintain 20 mile per hour. So I normally just map this quickly to calculations. And during that ride, at the Ironman distance, I was, I guess, at 6 hours maybe. Saying, what? Finishing an Ironman distance at 6 hours? That's so slow. Yeah, I'm not doing enough. So yeah.
Speaking of numbers, considering that you are newborn Ultraman, what are your next big goal, next big dream?
I just thought of this when we were at Disney today. I even didn't talk to Omnea about it, but I guess she might have felt it. So definitely, I would like to do the other official Ultraman races that are around, which are not so many. I guess they are Ultraman Florida, which I've done, Ultraman Arizona. This will be the first year to do in 4 weeks. And there is World Championship, which is in Hawaii, in the Big Island, and Ironman, Ultraman Canada, and Ultraman Cosmo, I guess. So these are the only 5 official ones. There are a couple of maybe some other that are not official. But the other interesting, which is a more stretch than Ultraman, that I might consider is RAM, racing across America. So starting in Santa Monica on my bike and finishing at Empire State Building in New York.
Wow.
In 12 days, I guess, under 12 days.
Wow.
So yeah, I guess this is a new challenge. I haven't talked to Andrew yet. It's over 4,000 miles.
Speaking about Andrew, what can you say to your coach?
All right, so Andrew time. He's the hero behind the cameras.
We are doing everything possible to capture it.
Yeah. So Andrew has been very, very supportive and very understanding since day one. I mean, we started working together in January 2020. Every time I talk to him, I learn something new from him, and he is very, very humble and not a show off at all. So this surprised me by the amount of knowledge he has every single time I talk to him. I learned something new, and and when I told him that I eventually would like to do an Ultraman, he said, "Yeah, I guess you have all the collective ability. You are recovering well. You consume good food. Yeah, I mean, genetically speaking, you could do an Ultraman." But yeah, I mean, he was very, very supportive. I always do impulsive race registrations, and just tell him, "Oh, by the way, I did this." So the plan was to do Ultraman Arizona, and told Andrew that Ultraman Arizona was sold out. I'm going to Florida, which is 4 weeks earlier, and we had very, very tight build time. He said, "Yeah, all right, sure, we'll make it work." And one of the times that yeah, I mean, it made me feel that we will make it. On one of the weekends, he programmed a very long, impressive weekend, and yeah, whenever I see these nice programs, I get excited. And we were talking afterwards. I said, "Yeah, by the way, that past weekend it was really nice. I was really surprised by how I managed to do it and how you programmed it." He said, "Honestly, I mean, I was really surprised too. When I was putting it, I was saying, yeah, I mean, no way that yeah, you could do it, but yeah, let me see." I mean, I was impressed that you managed to do it. I mean, it was 8 hours or more than 8 hours on a stationary bike. That's a hell, mental hell, and it was insane. It was nice journey. It was nice journey. I guess yeah, we now, after 2 years, we now understand each other very well. Or he understands me very well, and what type of athletes I am, and he is always supportive of all my crazy ideas. I guess I've even told him some crazy activities I want to do that I haven't managed to do yet, but he was very supportive and double checking over it. Yeah.
And here we should say, please sign up for coaching with Andrew.
Yep.
You can find a link here.
Very supportive, very highly recommended.
Okay, 2 more questions.
Sure.
Are you going to Kona, and are you going to take your crew?
Yeah, definitely I will go to Kona, and I would like the crew, but I am not sure who will be able to come. Yeah, and who will be interested to come. So yeah. Look at Gaber, how he's looking.
I am sure everybody is going to go to Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Yeah,
not to go.
I would definitely sign up for Kona, but definitely not 2020, not this November. Yeah, I have other races signed up, conflicting with this, and yeah, I guess it would be too much training for this year, giving logistics, work, family, and all that. So maybe next year. Yeah, maybe next year.
Someone who is planning or dreaming to do Ultraman may be watching this. What can you say to them?
I guess definitely don't consider your skills in the 3 sports only. I would even consider it a 6 sport or 6 disciplines. So how good you are in the swim, biking, running, and consuming nutritions, and managing logistics and recovery. So without these 6 all together during the whole training season, not just the race, you will not be able to make it. So you need to test yourself in these 6 disciplines throughout different type of races and see how well you manage this in different formats and different styles. If you don't recover very fast, very well, then this would be painful. If you don't consume enough calories, this would be super painful and super dangerous. If you don't know how to manage logistics, you would most definitely will get to conditions that you will not be able to cross finish line of one of the days. Yeah, and also you need to be meeting a certain bar to be able to apply to the race in the three sports. Get some certain times, get
You
some.
need to finish Ironman.
You need to finish an Ironman, and you need to show some proof of other ultra distances if you have done. So the more proof you provide, the better your application will be. And I guess you need to finish Ironman distance under 14 hours. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's not only a 3 sport. It's a 6 sport race.
Okay. Any last word of wisdom?
Someone in the ceremony said, "Don't forget your core work." So always prioritize enforcing your core and train your core muscles. I guess it helps in every single move you do in your life, not just training. There is a running coach. I have attended a couple of sessions with him, Samuel Stoll, and he was saying during running you need to engage your core. And I was saying, how? I mean, I will not be able to breathe. I mean, I was only thinking about the core engaging is when I am doing a back squat or a deadlift or anything. But he told me that word that made the perfect sense. He said, no, you need to be engaged in passively active. So it is engaged. It made perfect sense. It just ringed. So since then, every move, I mean, you need to passively active engage your core. When you are walking, when you are getting off the chair, whatever, every pedal on the bike, you need to engage your core. If you didn't engage your core, you will get lower back pain. Yeah, I mean, everything is related to core. I love CrossFit. One of the core concepts of CrossFit is core to extremities. Every single move you are doing with your body, it's core to the extremity. To get a very fast baseball throw, you need to engage your core, and the more you engage your core and the more it's strong, it will translate as a nuclear bomb to your extremity. So yeah, I mean, that made perfect sense. Everything is getting back to your core, getting back to the origins. So yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Thanks, Oleg.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, and thanks for crewing and running with me over 28 miles.
Absolutely.
Not actually running, but mostly walking.
You was just crewing your friend who became an Ultraman.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn?
Yeah, there are certain things that you don't have to really try to know that it's a bad idea. Yeah, but I learned also that there are some freak athletes out there who can do tremendous stuff. Like, the most impressive thing was the running to me. Like, the biking, maybe it's also impressive, but I don't understand biking this much. But for the running, that was the most impressive part. Like, I don't know what are in those people's legs so they can run this fast for this long distance. Yeah, the whole endurance thing is inspirational. Not necessarily that I want to do that again, but inspirational in general in all aspects of life. Not that I want to do that. Yeah.
Would you consider doing it anytime in the future?
The Ultraman thing?
Yes.
No.
What stops you?
Well, if I will start with something, at least let me run half a marathon for a start and then see how it goes. Maybe if you ask me in 10 years, my answer will be different, but when you ask me now, my answer is definitely no.
You may be watching this in 10 years.
Yeah, so what?
What was the most unexpected thing about crewing? And
So, crewing was different from the first 2 days and from the last day. Like, the biking, Yeah, it was harder than I thought. Like we had to stop a lot more than I thought we would. I didn't think that he would need this much attention all the way. Like and he would be consuming nutrition this fast. Like we literally had to stop. Like the first day we were moving, we would stop like 10 to 12 minutes and then leapfrog to find him. The second day was even shorter. Like we stopped 5 to 7 minutes and then go to find him for the next stop. So I didn't expect we will be on the move this much. Yeah. Meet soon. Yes. For the third day, it was a different challenge. I don't want to say it was easier. Like the driving part was easier. Like the course was much better. Finding a place to stop was easier. We had the time to breathe in the car.
Yeah.
But the harder challenge is that running with him, especially. My run in the morning was terrible in the rain and the cold. I never do that. That was unusual for me.
Will you do crewing again?
If you ask me immediately after the race, then my answer is hell no. But now that I calm it down, my answer will be like maybe. It depends.
If Mohammed decides to go to Hawaii,
This year, no. Not this year. You
I'm
can.
not planning to go to this year. But he says, if I'm planning to go this year, are you crewing?
if he's planning to go this year or next year, will you go crewing?
This year you ran out of favors. This year.
Okay, I need to get some credit.
Yes.
So you know Mohammed for how long?
14 years.
14
Yeah.
years.
Mhm.
Do you feel closer to Mohammed after this whole experience?
Yeah, we had a lot of close experiences in the past. Like we slept in a room on the floor somewhere.
Oh yeah, I almost
Yeah.
forgot about this.
Yes, and
Sharing
Sharing
a mattress of
Yeah.
a couch.
yeah, like we're half of us on the mat, and the other half is on the floor. Yes.
It's not a regular mattress, just a couch mattress.
Yes. So yeah, I had my fair share of close experiences with him, but this one is definitely also different. It's up there. Yeah.
Why?
So you definitely feel closer now. That was worth it.
Worth it?
Worth it.
It's a learning experience, definitely.
Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah. I am happy with the work that the crew did throughout these 3 days. Not just during the crew, but the logistics that was before that, even before that, like
During nights, before?
the nights before. That was also hard, preparing the car. Ashraf was going above and beyond, staying late at night to wash the bottles and prepare Gatorade and water and put them in the car at night before, so we can have time in the morning to like. So mostly the crewing, I guess it was very, very good. The things that went wrong were few, like the time we didn't time our bathroom schedule right, and we had to stay, and also the road didn't work in our favor. There was a lot of traffic and we had to stay half an hour. There are other minor things like taking pictures too much.
No, I guess that's part of crewing as well.
It is part of crewing and it's totally fine, but not when our athlete is so demanding and literally needs something every 10 minutes. So we can't afford having, that's a picture stop. We'll not give him anything. We'll just keep taking picture of him and give him confusing instructions to pose on the bike.
I have a question for you.
Mhm.
how did you feel when you were crossing the line with the flag?
In the last day,
Yeah. You were the one holding the flag, right?
I was always the one holding the flag because it's my flag.
Egyptian flag.
Yeah, the Egyptian flag, yes. Yes, very good. It's a proud moment. The first Egyptian Ultraman. Yeah, the first and only.
You must be feeling proud, guys.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, we are feeling proud, but
But
yeah, but let's miss this experience for a little bit. Like, yeah, yeah. Don't ask me to do it next month. Let's miss it for a while.
Oh, you mean Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona or even Conan this year. Yeah, yeah. But definitely, if we will do it again, we learned a lot from this. There's a lot of things that we can handle better.
the crewing could be more efficient.
Yes. Yeah, the crewing could be more efficient, and he could be more efficient as well in his.
I guess I could with some specific directions. I know what to do to easily get in top 10. Yeah, I mean top 10 is not that hard. It's not going to be that hard for me.
Yeah,
I mean I had natural stuff in some hard parts that I didn't even realize, and with the right directions, I guess I could make it top 10, maybe compete to top 5.
Now you're feeling competitive.
Now I could be competitive. Yeah, I mean
that cost you the third day, I believe.
what?
That cost you
Yeah,
the third day.
yeah. So yeah, I guess one of the main reasons I signed up for this one, because I still don't know what is my endurance limit. I guess when I increase the endurance activity, I would get to a place where I could really compete. So I was just trying Ultraman for fun to see if I could do more, or that's the right fit for me. I'm not sure yet, but it might be the right fit. So it might be a place where I could compete. Not on the first place for sure, but I would be able to.
You enter your last word of wisdom.
Nothing. If you're watching this, you don't have to do any of these kind of activities. Just work out an hour at most every day for 3 to 4 days a week, 3 to 5 at most, and you will be totally fine.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, so that's the after race report. How do you think about the race after it was a success?
I think it was pretty good. Some stuff went according to the plan, and I felt good about it. And some stuff we had to wing it. I think we got lucky most of the time. I think the three of us are first-time crew members. Like I was friends with Gabby before, but I never been that close with him. I've never seen Oleg before, and I really enjoyed their company. I think moving on. I think we're gonna be, closer friends than we used to. And I'm glad that I met Oleg here.
Okay. Question to Oleg. Let's start with the last day. How was your run like? How do you describe it? Your 28 miles.
I think the last day for me it was even easier than previous days, because I would rather run like for 10 hours, 5 to 10 hours, than spending 10 hours in a car. That was easy for me, and I think when I was invited to this event, that was like the main purpose of me doing the pacing. So I was actually waiting for the third day, and it was feeling really good. So I loved the third day.
You would do it again?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I wish I would do it for the entire 52 miles. But Ashraf wouldn't agree with me because you want to run marathon now.
I
mean,
thought it's half marathon.
I did half a marathon, and I went for a run like.
You're getting into it. You see.
I'm not really into long distance because I think I get bored really quickly. I would rather like, if I had to choose between improving my time, 5K time, PR, and running like training for a marathon, I would rather stick to like improving my 5K time, but like shaving off 1 minute, for example, than actually training for a marathon.
But you see, for marathon, you just need a proper pacer.
Probably, yeah. And I would do a marathon. Maybe actually I start training to go with Oleg to beat a 4-hour marathon. That would be a good thing. We would have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm in. Yeah. I think I would do a marathon just to cross it off. Like say like when people speak about running, like I did a marathon. Okay. So it's not as hard as he described that. It's okay, but would I do it again? Probably not.
Yeah. Well, what's better than a marathon is 30 marathons. like Matt, who was pacing Dan Ator on the race.
Yeah, Matt is a really nice guy. I had a chance to talk to him after the race and during the race. He did run about 45 miles, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
44, 45, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That's a lot. One shot. He didn't take breaks.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a big commitment.
Yeah. So Oleg, what's the one thing you liked about the whole race and maybe the crew, and one thing you didn't like about the race?
The one thing I really liked, I think I was never expecting such a like deep experience, like knowing this whole thing from inside, like really like bonding to people. How they say, if you do it, you bond for life. I was not expecting it. I was like not getting it, but like seriously, like I just like met you
Yeah.
like 3 days ago, but I feel like I know you, like all of
Yeah.
you, like and Mohammed for I don't know, for like 10 years. it is truly amazing. I loved it. Like besides the race was amazing, but I think this is like relationships. I think this is like the most like unexpected and amazing thing that happened. What I didn't like to spend so much time in a car crewing.
Totally
That-
agreed.
Yeah, that was really, I was not anticipating. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect how difficult it would be to stay like entire day in a car and not just like drive somewhere, but actually have the back and forth. You stop and go, you stop and go, stop and go. 5 minutes, you go, you stop, you 5 minutes. This is like, it's a tough experience.
So at the end of day one, you were so exhausted.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a picture, and I've seen you, not just the picture, just sitting on the ground next to the bike rack, and your whole face was super red, maybe from the sun, and you had lots of. I was worried about you that are you going to be able to do day two, not just the run.
You worried and I worried as well. I was feeling so miserable after day one.
Yeah.
I was feeling dizzy. I was feeling, I don't know, okay, next day, I don't know how I'm going to be in a car for 10 hours, since I barely survived like 5 hours. But work out well.
Yeah.
So, but it's difficult. It is tough.
Yeah.
Same
What
question
about
for
you?
you.
What would you do better, Ash?
What would they do better? First, same question. What I liked, I actually totally agree with Oleg. I don't like the sport that much. I'm not into triathlon, and I still can't see why people do it. But I think they meant it when they said, like, Ohana is the family. I actually, the most of like the relationships they make with the people. I'm very glad that I became closer friend with you and Oleg. Actually, other people in the race like Casey, Jerome, and Mike, Dan, all of these great people. They're like, they didn't know us before. They were so helpful. Just when you know that somebody is competing on paper, like we're competing with them, they were so helpful. What I didn't like, probably, I didn't like that you and Mohammed, both of you were following some of the rules very literally. Like,
Yeah.
even though like you see people doing it and the officials are okay with it, like peeing on the side of the road. Everybody was okay with it, but Mohammed didn't want to do it unless like he got like Jen to verify, like a bunch of the official to say like, no, you're not gonna get a penalty if you do it.
They might be watching it, officials.
Yeah. It created a lot of friction, a little bit of friction, I'd say. What I would do better, definitely the planning. We didn't sleep very well. I stayed a few days later than I would liked to rewash the bottles or prepare a Gatorade. I think we're supposed to create these, like, mix the bottles a bit earlier. We know what goes into the car. I think that we didn't even think it through. Like, yes, I could have gone to sleep and mixed the bottles the next day in the car. We had time to do that between stops. But we wanted to make sure that everything is ready the night before.